Andy said he didn't necessarily expect you to come out running like you did.
Mm-hmm.
Can you just describe the touchdown in particular, I guess, and to what degree maybe you thought you were setting a little bit of a tone?
Yeah, I don't know if it was setting a tone. Just kind of it all opened up, and if I probably would have went to Trav earlier, I could have just thrown him in that spot. But I knew I could run. It's just the stopping that was going to be hard. So once I got running, I saw the end zone and just tried to get up in the air and get in the end zone. But it wasn't like setting a tone or anything like that. I just tried to play football at the end of the day.
It was a little different way to stop, I guess, than putting pressure on your ankle.
Yeah, exactly. And I think you saw the slide. It probably looked pretty awkward late in the game. It's just the stopping and cutting isn't great yet. So just try to keep it on the run, keep moving, and make a play happen.
Was there something that happened during the week that maybe told you that you could be effective in the game? You could do the things you needed to do?
I think it was the second practice. The first practice was still kind of iffy, but then the second practice and being able to move a little bit and do some of the under center stuff, I knew I was going to have a good chance. And so I was able to move enough in the movements. We could go under center and run the football, so I felt confident that the O-line was going to protect me, which they did a great job today, and I could make some throws.
You said during the week you wanted to have more of your ability than maybe you did for that AFC Championship game against Cincinnati a couple weeks ago. Do you feel like, was it close, or do you feel like you were well ahead of where you were that game?
I felt like I was ahead of there. That one, it kind of just hurt just to walk in general, whereas now I can kind of move around walking and stuff like that. And now it's just trying to get even better for this next game. We're playing a good football team, a great defense, and they're going to be getting after it. So trying to get in a better spot so I can utilize my mobility and still be able to work within the pocket and outside the pocket as well.
What was your initial impression of working with Hollywood Brown?
Yeah, I thought he did a great job. I missed him here and there on a couple of throws, but I thought he was getting open. He was winning against man coverage, which is huge. And, he's a couple throws away from having a really, really big game. And so just getting him in there and getting the football in his hands and getting where he can feel confident and running through tackles and stuff like that. And I thought he did a great job of that, and we'll get him involved more and more as the season goes on.
Patrick, obviously the Texans have a very good pass defense. What was just the feeling of having, it's the first time you've had, Worthy, Brown, and Hopkins on the field together? Just the feelings of quarterback having all of it?
Yeah, you saw, they were able to win versus man coverage, and I thought those guys did a great job. I think they won even more than I even threw them the football. But you saw we moved the ball well today, and we have to continue to do that. Some of the drives stalled out quickly, but once we kind of got the drives going, it seemed like we could move it down the field. And so we'll have to continue to answer that we can beat man coverage, and then when teams play zone, we'll have to beat that as well.
Obviously, Xavier, you found him quite a bit today. Was there one of those plays that really stood out to you in particular?
Yeah, I think the one that stood out to me in particular was the catch that was out of bounds. That's one of the best corners in the league, and for him to go up and make a catch on a guy like that, and I know he ended up out of bounds, but that's what you want to see is a guy that can. He's obviously fast, can make plays downfield, but making contested catches. But he's getting more and more comfortable. You think since the Bills game, you can see that. Just now, we got to continue to work him and give him more opportunities downfield. And you saw that even when he was out of bounds, he made a big time catch that was close.
What did you see in the Bills game, Pat, that led you to believe he could have a game like this?
I think it was just the speed he was playing at. You could tell when a guy's not thinking and when he's just playing and letting his natural ability kind of work. And on that Bills game, he was playing fast, and I think that's something that gave me confidence to give him more and more opportunities. And he's kind of ran with it.
With your experience playing through an ankle injury, Patrick, how much in your mind was, if they think I'm hindered, they're going to play maybe more man coverage and is scrambling early to try to maybe open up so that they don't necessarily play man coverage so much?
Not necessarily. I know that is a part of it, but I think more than anything, we saw that once I did run, they put the spy there, which helps other guys get open, and so it wasn't like I would necessarily go. My plan was to not run, and then I ended up running the first drive. But you got to play ball at the end of the day, and that's a good football team. This will take everything, and we were able to go out there and win. And now we move on to another great football team, and we want to try to fight to get that number one seed so we can be playing here at Arrowhead. But it's going to take our best football every single week.
You guys had a big challenge with their defensive line. Joe was playing left tackle again. Juwan went out during the game. How did they hold up? And the words that came out of Houston beforehand, it looked like you had to maybe pull Travis aside at the end of the game.
Yeah, that's just Trav's he loves competing. So that he's always going to have that, and I'm never going to stop it because, I mean, that's what makes him such a special football player and leader on this team. But, no, that's a good defense, really good pass rush, obviously, good DBs. They do a great job, and so I was proud of how our offense competed today. I mean, obviously there were some 3 and outs here and there that we got to get better at, but other than that, I thought we moved the ball well and scored points in the red zone. So it was a step in the right direction, but we want to be better going into the playoffs, and we'll be challenged again this next week.
Last 3, Sam, Vahe, and then Todd. Go ahead, Sam.
Patrick, when you say Xavier's playing fast, obviously it's a straight line speed. What signs do you see when you say that look like he's playing fast?
Yeah, it's more than just the speed of how fast he is. It's the confidence that you can feel in the route, and and as a quarterback, you can feel how he's running the route. He's setting it up, he's running it and getting himself open and stuff like that, and that gives you confidence to make the throws. And I think there was even a couple more where I kind of maybe got flushed where he was winning downfield, and hopefully I can hit some of those, and I think that would just take his game to a whole nother level.
Do you see that on that touchdown that it looked like he had a plan the whole way?
100%, and it was something that we talked about, and we wanted him to set it up to let the guy get depth and then hit it to the front pylon, and he did that, and stuff like that he's getting really, really good at, and we'll continue to work at it. He's still a young kid, man, and I think his talent is through the roof, and he has a chance to be a really special football player.
Patrick, obviously you're dealing with some level of pain management today. What made it so important to you to say, I'm going to fight through this and be out there? Obviously you want to compete, but is it more than that?
Yeah, I mean, I ask a lot from the guys around me, and so I feel like if I'm going to ask them to play through pain, if I'm going to ask them to play through little nicks and bruises and stuff like that, I gotta do it. I gotta do it as well. And so that's something that I pride myself on, is being out there with my guys and playing football. And I'm not going to put us in position to be in a bad spot or lose a football game. But if I feel like I can compete and win, I'm going to be out on that football field.
Just one other side thing with that. How effectively could you plan to throw? I mean, is that taken away from a little bit in this instance?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit, but I did good enough. I mean, it's you're not going to feel great. I mean, that's kind of just what it is, and you don't make excuses in this league. You go out and play football, and you fight until the very end, and then you try to get a win at the end of the day. And so, like I said, I asked especially like the offensive line to fight through and play through some of these injuries, and you saw Noah bounce back up and get back on the football field. I asked that from those guys, so I got to ask that from myself as well.
Last one, Todd.
What's the challenge? Only have to take this rest before you got to go again. Is it difficult to get ready to play another game so quickly? And are you motivated knowing you got a chance to like up the 1 seed on Christmas Day?
Yeah, I think you're motivated to play a great football team. To play in Pittsburgh, it's a great environment, a great stadium. It'll be rocking. Playing on Christmas, so everybody's gonna be watching. And I think more than anything, it's just getting off your feet when you can, but at the same time studying and getting the game plan in. And Coach Reid does a great job of it. But we knew this as was part of our schedule from the very beginning, and coaches prepared us. So let's go out there and play our best football.
To the fans, they went undefeated this year at home, which is fantastic. And they had some big plays today. So with the penalties, that we appreciate how loud they were and aggressive they were. All in all, I thought this was our best game offensively, defensively, and special teams wise. We've got to keep going, though. We've got a lot of room to improve. We got to make sure that we keep doing that. And we've got a short turnaround to get that done in. So against a good football team. Pat had a nice day today, 28 for 41 for 260 yards, a touchdown. I thought that was positive. X had his best day with 7 catches for 65. It was good to get Hollywood back in there. All the receivers, I thought, did a nice job, and Kels and Noah. So it was a positive day for all those guys. But it was good to get Hollywood back in the mix of this. And then third downs, and Ags had a great plan for third downs, 7 for 13, and then the red zone likewise, so 3 for 4 in the red zone. Defensively, you got to start with the D-line and the pressure that they were able to put on the quarterback. I thought they did a fantastic job with that. Then that led to these turnovers with Hicks and McDuff, so which is great. I mean, they're doing well with those. 10 points we were able to capture off of the turnovers, and then Tranquil had a big day with all the tackles, leading the team in tackles. Josh Williams, the big sack there, did a nice job. And then special teams wise, Nico had some real good returns, and Bucker, was good to get him back in the groove there. He was kicking the ball well. So anyways, with that time is yours. Yeah, just the routes, how he's progressed in that area, just on route running. Sam, and the trust that Pat has in him, and that those kind of go together. So knowing where your guy's going to be and how he's going to get there and how quick he's going to get there. I didn't mention injuries too. The injuries, Jack Cochran has a left ankle fracture, so that's not a good thing. And then Jawan strained his knee, and Chris Jones strained his calf. Other than that, we're okay there. So.
And those things you talked about with Worthy a minute ago, when did you become comfortable you could do all those things in one game, get to that point?
Yeah, I mean, it's just been gradual through it, Adam. I mean, I can't tell you the exact game, but it's been a few games now where he can do all those things, and we feel good about that.
Okay, did you see something from Pat this week that let you know he was going to be able to play a game like this, play well enough for you guys to win?
Yeah, listen, I didn't think he'd be able to get out and run like that, or would run like that, but he did a great job with all that. So, but yeah, no, he had that mindset right from the get-go, Adam, that he was going to be out there and going, and so he didn't miss a beat. He practiced every rep.
When he takes off running in that first drive like that, and then on the touchdown, Mark skip the beat a little bit. I know he can play football when he gets on the field.
Yeah. No, there's no time for that. Once you're in the game, your mind's going, so you're not thinking about all those things. But I'm glad he got up. That's what I was glad of. Yeah.
Maybe you knew for a couple of days, of course, that he'd play, but there's still, he obviously played with some pain factor. It's an important statement to the team when a guy in that position goes out.
Yeah. Yeah, he spoils the dog out of us there because he's so tough and mentally and physically. So, you just get used to it. But most guys don't come back from that like he did. But he set his mind to it, and then he jumped in that training room and stayed in there. And they worked on him, and they did a great job with that, our trainers. But most guys don't do that. But you're right. It sends a message to the whole team, and our guys are real good with it. Our leaders are good in that way. They try to play through things like that.
It seems like you guys went high end with the running back position. How important was
Yeah.
it in the second half?
Yeah, Kareem, I thought he did a nice job that second half. I thought all three of them, I thought, did a nice job. 10 had some big runs for us, tough runs. P. Ryan gets in and does a nice job in there. He has a big catch there at the end, which was good. So.
Andy, with another question on Xavier, I mean, it does seem like he's getting open a lot, but are there signs that you can specifically see just how much more comfortable he is in his assignment on specific plays?
Yeah, you can. When they start making the little subtle adjustments on routes and not just running lines, that's when you kind of know that they're heading in the right direction. So, and he's been doing that, and still getting to where Pat can use them, which ends up being the most important thing. But and on time, that's the other part of it.
Just on Hollywood, the first two passes him, I think, were pretty clutch situations, fourth and one, and the ball
Yeah.
down. You describe what it was about him that made those plays go.
Yeah, he had the big fourth down one. The great thing about all those guys is they all want to play. And we just have one ball. So I try to explain that to them. They all want to go make the play. And he's like that. He loves playing. And he knew he was doing well in there and just wanted more. So he was feeling well. I should say not doing well, but feeling well.
Any sense about Chris Jones, whether he could play in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I'm probably too early to tell right now. We'll just see how he does here. But I can't tell you that. I mean, he's going to get the MRIs and all that stuff, so I don't have any of that information.
Coach Reid was up with Chris Jones and the injuries for your team in Houston, 3 games in 11 days for most of the teams that are playing today. Is that too much?
That's a tough question. I mean, it's I'll let you figure it out there. Or you can pay my bill.
Not what they pay.
The line had a big challenge ahead with what they could do defensively. Juwan went out, Wanya came in. How did everything kind of mesh together with the challenge that they had?
Yeah, I thought they did nice. I thought Wanya did a nice job coming in. I thought Joe did a nice job on the other side too, having to step in there, and Caliendo, did a nice job there too. So at the guard spot, but Wanya's, he's gone back to the drawing board and worked on it, and is getting better every day. I know I say that, but both those two young guys are going to be okay. They've been working like crazy to get themselves back where they need to be. Okay, good.
Right, so all of a sudden, you got 2 interceptions.
Yeah.
We broke down the one last week. Can you tell us about this one and what it meant at the time?
Yeah. Another, I feel like 2-minute situation, which was pretty important to get the defense off the field. And this week I was at nickel, so, a little different on the field. And play before, we kind of knew what they were going to do, knew they were going to try to do inside breaking routes. And, shout out to the D-line. They made CJ throw a bad ball, and I was able to come up with the catch.
What do you make Jumbotron this time?
Not this time, brother. Not that. Hey, that was a one-time thing, I think.
The phenomenon, they went 40-plus games with that one and then get one in back-to-back weeks.
I mean, they always say it, they were talking about breaking the seal last week, and anytime you get around defensive backs, they always talk about it comes in bunches. And, I'm just seeing it play out, you know what I mean? Being in the right place at the right time and making sure I make the play on the ball when it comes to me. Just hoping that we can continue this moving forward.
Fred, that was obviously very hard on them, but I wonder if it was hard on you, too, to see that injury to Dell in the end zone and what that was like just that time.
Yeah.
Going on.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. He's a really good player, a lot of energy, and he was big for them on their team. And whenever you see a guy like that get hurt or some freak like that, it's always disappointing, you know what I mean? And praying for him. Hopefully he's able to recover and come back strong, but, yeah, just unfortunate how it happened.
And Andy said he thought this was the best all-around team effort of the season. Did he convey that to you guys in the locker room, and what did you feel like about the overall effort?
Yeah, I feel like I felt it. The energy with the team, offense putting up points, going out there and controlling the ball, defense making stops. We let up a few 3rd and longs, which, we were disappointed with. But overall, everybody just stuck together, you know what I mean? And the energy was there on the sideline, and you can just tell guys are trying to get back in the groove of things. So for me, I was really excited just to be a part of that.
And you guys make your own energy on defense, but I wonder, did it set a little bit of a tone for Patrick to come back despite knowing what he was dealing with that?
Yeah, that was a big thing for us this week, knowing Patrick was dealing with his little stuff, so defense felt like we had to be the ones to kind of control this game and be able to go out there and win this game for the team. And shout out Hollywood coming back, getting a few plays in with that energy. And I'm just excited seeing that offense back starting to get healthy, you know what I mean? Because I saw them in fall camp and the explosiveness and what they can do. So even just a few guys like that who were able to come back, you can kind of just see the offense start to open up a little bit. So it was fun to watch.
Hey, Trent, that sequence there at the end of the first half, earlier this year it seems like this team's always had to win games right at the end of the game. The sequence at the end of the first half kind of felt like maybe it changed the game a little bit. Obviously a lot of ball game left, but did that kind of feel like it really put the ball game in your guys' hands even with a full half left to play?
Yeah, Coach Spags has a big emphasis on this defense about the first drive and the last drive of every half. And going back to just the coaches during the week, we spend a lot of time on 2-minute, a lot of time on situations and making sure we know what we're doing, but also what they're going to attack us with. So I feel like over this course of the year, they've been hit with a few different things, but now that it's getting to the later part of the year, we know what teams try to attack us with. So I feel like guys are trying to get comfortable with our play calls and actually starting to execute the calls correctly.
Okay, thanks, Trent.
Appreciate you guys.